Welcome to the Young Researcher Academy YouTube channel. Join a vibrant network of young scholars, united by a passion for discovery and a drive to make a meaningful impact. Stay updated, collaborate, and grow with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
How you can extract journal article, extract papers from your dissertation or thesis. So this is a very important topic that we all, this is a very important aspect of research that we all need to be aware of, that is familiar with, because if you want to submit your paper to Scopus Index Journal or any reputable journal, either Web of Science or Scopus Index Journal, you must know how you can do that. And right from the start, if you did not structure your paper to fit into the standard of Scopus, it will be very difficult for you to now start, reconstructing the paper so that it will meet up with the standard. So you need to be determined to make sure it meets up with the standard of Scopus right from the start when you are writing your thesis. So I'm just encouraging the PhD candidates that although your PhD may be in Nigeria, as in you are doing it locally here in Nigeria, but your topic, whatever thesis you are writing, should be something that can be presentable internationally. That's very important, because I don't think there is any point having a PhD thesis without being able to publish it out to international journals. As a matter of fact, if you are able to publish at least 2 of your papers to Q1 journal, it will help you in attracting a postdoc. So postdoc fellowship, at least if one is unable to do PhD abroad through scholarship, at least postdoc will do. I have so many people that have done that. After their PhD, they just get the opportunity of doing a postdoc fellowship. So you need to craft your topic, your project writing, the literature review writing, the introduction, and every part of the thesis must be written up to standard. And I think I always share some tips on the group, like how you can craft your topic using the MPSC formats, how you can write your introduction if you want to submit. Your introduction should be written in the PGS format, that is the problem followed by the gap and by the solution. So that should be the pattern, and every paragraph of your thesis should follow the meal plan or the pill plan. Meal plan means each paragraph must have a main idea. It must have evidence that supports the main idea. It must have, after providing the evidence, you must analyze that evidence. Then you must conclude or link the paragraph to another paragraph. So that's the method, that's the way to craft every paragraph in your literature, in your paper, in your thesis, either you are writing thesis, article, or any one. So that's very, very important. So, and I remember that we've talked about the IMRAD structure. Now, if you want to extract any formats, any paper from your thesis, you need to follow the IMRAD structure. Are we following? Are we listening? So the IMRAD format is what you use in extracting your paper. So when you're extracting your paper, you extract it in the IMRAD format. How many of us knows the meaning of IMRAD? Because I've taught us this before. Although the new members might have heard that. I don't know if they've heard that before, but for those that have joined since last year, I taught us the IMRAD format. So what does IMRAD means?
Can I try?
All right, Mr. Tosin, yes, sir.
The I is for introduction.
Yes.
Method.
Yeah, method.
R for sorry, R for wow.
Result.
I
R for the result.
result,
Yeah.
result, and D for discussion.
Yeah, D for discussion. Yeah, that's the key element. When you check any journal or any article, those are the things you would always find there. Let me share my screen so that I can share some of the papers that I have here. And you would be able to see that most of the paper, especially if it is a journal article, I told you that we have different types of paper. We have the article, journal article, the empirical study, whether it is quantitative, qualitative, or mixed method approach. You have the system review paper, and we have different types of review article. We have the systematic review, we have meta-analysis, we have scoping review, we have narrative review. I hope we know the difference between all these things I'm mentioning because they are all different. They're not the same. Do we? Because one time like that, we've had a seminar on this as well. I remember very well that vividly that we've had a seminar on that. So I believe that we should know the difference. So journal article will follow the HIMRAD structure. In fact, even if you are doing the systematic review, if you are writing a systematic review article, it should follow the HIMRAD format or the HIMRAD structure as well. So I'm going to open a particular paper here and show us the format, the way the paper followed the HIMRAD structure, Like we said the other time, we said the HIMRAD means that you have the introduction, the method, the result, and the discussion. So this is the introduction. You see the introduction there. This is a published paper. This paper is published to the African Journal of Teacher Education. Then you have introduction here. You have the method. As you can see, the method follows. Then you have the results. This one, the results. And thereafter, you have the discussion. Those are the key elements that should be there. The discussion will follow. This is the discussion of the findings here, right? So that's the HIMRAD. So if you want to extract your paper to be published in Scopus, it is a must. It is not something you negotiate. It is compulsory that your paper follows the HIMRAD structure. I hope we are getting what I'm saying. So it must follow the HIMRAD structure. Those elements must be there. And most importantly, another thing is that every of your table, especially with this Q1 and Q2 journal, must follow both your table and your figures must be written in APA formats. There's APA formats for presenting your table, and there's APA format for presenting your figures. Do we know that? Do we know how APA table looks like and how APA figure looks like when you want to present them? Does anyone want to try? I don't just want it to be that I'm just talking. I'm the only one talking. Can anyone try?
Let me give it a try.
Okay, sir.
I think the one of the table is not like how we usually divide the table, column 5. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
I think the heading it will be a straight line.
Okay.
Straight line. Then the down, where total or whatever is under should also be like that.
Okay.
Horizontal. I think is it horizontal or vertical?
Straight
line.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. Yes, I get. Okay. That's actually correct. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that, sir. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, the room is so cold tonight. People are not talking, actually. But I believe we are following, so that I will not just be talking to myself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because only Mr. Tosin has been reacting. If I thought you don't want to talk, you can just use the reaction. The Zoom is a reaction, this thing, so that I will know that we are here. Okay, like Mr. Tosin rightly said, there is what's it called? APA format, and he explained it. But what I would need to say is that, okay, I will use this as an example. However, I would need to tell us that this one does not follow fully the APA format. It doesn't follow fully the APA format. Now, if you want to present your table in APA format, right? Okay, I think I will just need to open my Microsoft Word to be explaining because we've started already. There's a way you format that. You know, all this thing. As a researcher, you must know how to use Microsoft Word. Every bit of Microsoft Word, like any angle of it. It's very important. Very, very important. So, let's assume that I'm just trying to look for a way to bring in this table. Okay, there's a way I can bring in this table. Let me do it this way. I'm going to copy it, copy the contents. What's happening? I just hope I'm able to copy it. Okay, I was able to copy it, but it's not giving me in the format that I want. Oh my God. All right, okay. I have another. Sorry, please. I'm trying to bring out the work that I have here so that I can explain to us how you can present your table in APA format. So, okay, I think I have a table here that I can use as an example. Yes, this is one of the work I did for someone. So can we see my screen? Is it clear enough? Like, is this thing bold enough? Please, is this thing bold enough? Or I should?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, okay. So this is a table, right? This table is not fully APA, right? Now, if you want to present your paper in APA format, now this is the title. This title, this table name, table 4.5. Like you should number the table consequentially, like it should follow each other. Like table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. You know, if it is in a thesis, you put it as, you know, thesis chapter 4 is always the result. You have 4.1, 4.2, but it's not like that for journal article. So it will start from table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, table 5, table 6, and so on and so forth. Are we following? So that's the way it should be. So this table will be like this. The way this table is, then the title will follow like this. The title will be below it. Are we following? And the title would be italicized like this. This title would be italicized like this. Hello, are we there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So the title will be italicized like this. So when the title is italicized, then your table itself, the header, the column header must be like you only show the line for the header, like the top line and the bottom border. I mean the top border and the bottom. What do I mean by border? This black line that you are seeing here is a border. This one below is a border. Then for the total, which is below, it must also have top border and bottom border. The other ones would not have a top or bottom. Let me format this in the normal 2.0 format that they use in most of those journals. Or let me just use 0.5. So this is the table now, has been presented in APA format. So only this one and this one below here must have a border. We must have border like the top and the bottom border. Do we get this? Hello, do we get this? Or I should explain further? Okay. Please, I want a confirmation. I don't like when I'm talking and I'm talking to myself. It's looking as if I'm talking to myself.
Yes, we are getting it, sir. We are getting it, sir.
Okay. So this is how it is. Now, I expect someone to ask me, how do we achieve this? So I'm going to do an example of how you can achieve this. So I'm going to create another table. like this is the table here, right? I want to create a table. Let's say I go to insert table. I need three rows and 3 columns for my table. 3 rows and 3 columns, or let me say 3 rows and 3 rows and 4 columns. 3 rows and 4 columns, or let me say 3 columns and 4 rows. So let me just put it like this. This is what I need, right? Now, if I want to format this in APA format, this is what I will do. I'll click here. Hello, I will click this side. Can we see it? Immediately I place my cursor here, it changes to this. Hello, can we see this?
Yes, sir, we are with you.
So you click here. So when you click here, you come here, this side here, you will see something like table design on top here. There's table design here. You click, don't forget you click the table, you highlight the table, you will see table design. Then you come to this design here, right? So when you come to this design, you will see one like this, a design that looks like this, that shows only the column, and that shows only the row line. That is plain table 2. It depends on the kind of board you are using, the version. So just look for the ones that has this, just this line alone, this row border alone, not the column border. So you click on it. When you click on it, then you come here. You will see some things here at the top left. You see header row. It means that the header row should be bold. Then the total row should also be bold. Then you uncheck the branded row, and you uncheck the first column. Okay, let me leave it as checked, and let me type something inside so that we'll be able to know the difference. So I'm just going to type some things here. I wouldn't know why this thing is giving a bold font for the, what's it called? Sorry, please. I need to redo this. It's not giving me what I want. So insert table, you come here, you do it like this. I've inserted the table, then I highlight the table. I pick this one, which is plain table 2, right? Then I say total row, and I say total row. So then, and the header row. So type this, come here, type whatever you want to type. Let me just copy and paste. Okay, I've pasted that here. Now, what I want to do now is that I want only the header row to be bold. I want only the header row to have a border. That's why I check the header row. Then I want the total row. The total row means that the last row on that table to be bold. Then this banded row, I will uncheck it, right? Then I will uncheck the first column as well. So as you can see, look at the formats now. So what I need to do is that all these ones in the middle should not be bold. Control B. All these ones should not be bold. So I will make this first row bold. Then I'll make the last row bold. The last row is the total. And I've been able to achieve an APA table. So this is the table number. Then if I want to title the table, I'll come here, I will italicize. The table will not be in bold. The title will not be in bold. I will italicize, then I'll type the table title. This is how it is for Q1 and Q2, the APA table style. But each of these journals, other journals, they have their own style, whereby they will not want you to put at times they don't want you to put the table title below the table number. So, and that's how to achieve this same format of a table. Do we get this? Any question on this?
Yes, sir.
So, and the reason for this is because, when you present your table in upper format, it makes it look beautiful. You will be able to read the text that are inside, the information that you need. Oh, okay, I should explain further. Which part? Someone said I should explain further. Which part, please? Which part should I explain further? I'm just seeing that message.
No, it was when you were asking No, it was when you were saying, should you continue? That was why
Okay.
I answered that.
Okay. All right. Good. So that is how you can format your this thing in APA format. Then let's assume that this one now you have 3 rows, and you mistakenly, instead of having 3 rows here, you want another row to be below this particular row here, this last row here, this row before the last row, and you want to insert another row. All you need to do is that you click here, this box here, this particular row, then you right click and you click on insert. When you click on insert, when you highlight on this insert, you will see something like insert column to the left. That's when you want to insert column to the left, another column to the left. Insert column to the right. That's when you want to insert another column to the right. Then insert row above. Since I'm inserting it below, I'll just click insert row below. It's going to add another row. So anything I want to put in this row, I can there put it. So if it is column you want to do also, you can do the same for the column. And that's how to achieve the table. So for the figure, it's the same thing, right? Just that the title of the figure will be below the figure, not on top of the figure. That's the only difference. The title of the figure will be below, not on top. That's the only difference that we have there. So maybe when I lay my hands on a paper that explains this, I will send it to the group for us to use. Or to read. So that's for that. And now we want to go to how we can extract article using the IMRAD format, right? Now, this is a full paper. I'm going to be using my own master's dissertation first as an example. Okay, before I proceed, did anyone have any question on what I discussed earlier?
Yes, sir, there's a question. You
Okay,
were
what's the
explaining
question, sir?
the table part, but you are explaining the figure part.
The figure, I said the figure part is the same thing.
The
Just
figure.
yeah, I said this figure part is the same thing, just that the title will be below. Okay, let me go here.
Okay.
I think I have a figure here. Did I have a figure? Did I present any figure in this paper? I'm not sure. Not sure I presented any figure. Let's see. Okay, there's no figure here, but there is figure in this particular one. Now, this is a figure here. Can we see the figure? You would see here, this is the title of the figure, figure 4.1. And this is the title, pie charts showing the distribution of students' age in the study area. So the title is just below it, below the figure. That's the difference. Have I answered your question, Mr. Ryan?
Yes.
So every of the figure that you see here is just like that. It's just like that. And okay, I will explain this further later on when we get there. So this is a full paper now, a full dissertation paper. Now, the first thing is that when you are following the IMRAD structure or the IMRAD formats, to make things easier, you should always write the method first. You should always write the method first. And there's a reason for that. The reason is because if you write the method first, it makes writing the discussion. Okay, this is the format you follow. You write the method first, followed by the discussion. No, not even the discussion, because if you write the method, you need to, okay, you write the method first, then you present the results, followed by the result. Method, result. Then after the result, you cannot go back to writing the introduction. After writing the introduction, then you go back to the discussion. Then after the discussion, you can now write every other part. So you write the method first, followed by the, method first, followed by results, then followed by introduction, and followed by discussion. It is called IMRAD. The fact that it is called IMRAD does not mean that the first part of the paper you write is introduction. I've tried the 2 methods before. Before I know that you need to write the method first before the introduction, I've used the other way. And I can tell you that for writing the method section first is very, very fast and very easy. So you write the method first. So what you do here is that, now this is a full paper here now, and this is the topic of the paper. Let me hide this. Sorry, please. So this is the topic, impact of open inquiry instructional strategy on chemistry student achievement, conceptual knowledge, and acquisition of process skills. Now, before you do this, before you start dividing, the first thing you need to have understanding of is that you need to have understanding of every variable that is present in your study. Are we following? Every variable that is present in your study. Now, in this study now, in this particular topic now, I can identify with your topic alone, you can easily identify the dependent and the independent variable. So for you to identify other variable, you need to go to the chapter 3 of the project or the thesis or the dissertation before you can understand every other type of variable. And I have sent a message, I've sent some message to the group, some tips to the group regarding the types of variable and the difference between them. So in case you missed that, you can just go to the group and look for that. So here now, this is the dependent. Okay, let me ask, who can identify the independent variable in this topic? Anyone to identify the independent variable? Who can tell us the independent variable in this particular topic? You know, something you need to know. Everyone must know it too. Okay, Mrs. Badmos. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry
good
for
evening.
coming late.
Yeah, no problem. I
Yes.
understand the situation of this country. Network.
Open inquiry instructional strategy, sir.
Is the independent variable. Yes,
Yes.
that's very correct. Open inquiry instructional strategy is the independent variable. Yeah, independent variable, correct. Now, who can tell us how many types of dependent variable do we have in this? How many dependent? Just tell us how many. If it is 1, just tell us. If it is 2, just tell us. If it is 3, just tell us. How many dependent variable do we have in this topic? I want us to answer, then I will explain briefly what dependent and independent variable is. Mrs. Badmos, you are still the one raising your hand. No, I want another person to answer. Sir?
Okay. That's 3.
3. Oh, okay, correct. Yeah, we have 3 dependent variables. Okay, who else would want to help us identify the dependent variable? You know all these things. We are just.
Hello, sir.
I am here.
Okay.
Hello,
okay,
sir.
somebody else.
Okay, Mrs. Fatima, you can go ahead, please, because you unmute yourself first.
Okay, so we have impact of open inquiry strategy. Okay, so we have student achievement in chemistry, conceptual knowledge, and lastly is acquisition of process.
Exactly, that's very correct. We have the student achievement, conceptual knowledge, and acquisition of process skills, right? Now, let me tell us what is a dependent variable. A dependent variable is any variable that you measure in your study. What do I mean by measure? Any variable in which you use instruments to collect data for is a dependent variable. Like, if you want to get data for student achievement, you can use tests, right? You can use standardized tests. You can use a developed instrument, like any form of test to get that. For conceptual knowledge also, it can also be a test, right? You are gathering data on their score, the way they perform. You are measuring it, right? Because you are assigning score to it. And then acquisition of process skills as well, right? You need to test that using score as well, right? Of course, some people can test that using questionnaire, but that would be by halves. You know, there's no time for that. We are not dealing with how to select instruments. I would have explained to us how we can use better instruments for our research. So that is it. So student achievement, conceptual knowledge, and acquisition of process skills are the dependent variable because we are measuring them. And they are also dependent variable because they are depending on the strategy we want to use. You know, the strategy is open inquiry, and we are expected to have used that open inquiry to teach the student. So we want to see the effect of that strategy on the student achievement, their conceptual knowledge, and acquisition of process skills. And what is an independent variable? An independent variable is a variable that you manipulate. Any variable that you manipulate is known as the independent variable. A variable that changes, it changes, it's not constant. Because here now, this open inquiry, I used another strategy, control strategy, which is the traditional method of teaching, is a control strategy. So you use the open inquiry, then you use the traditional method. You know, you are manipulating it. You are trying to compare which one will be more effective between the open inquiry, the strategy you are bringing in, and the one that has been that they've been using before. Do we get this? Hello, do we get this, please?
Yes.
Even with my explanation, you should be able to know that you can divide this paper into 3 this way. Now, this paper now, when you go back to the, I'll just scroll down to the research question and objective, right? Research question and objective. You would realize that we have, what is the impact of open inquiry on achievements, right? Is there difference in the academic achievement of students taught that, right? So what if you want to divide this paper now, you can come up with at least 3 papers. The first paper would be impact of open inquiry on student achievement in chemistry. The second will be the impact on conceptual knowledge of students. Then the third one will be impact on student acquisition of process skills. You know, it's a full paper now, but I want to divide it into just 3 papers. Are you following? Achievement
Yes,
goes
sir.
with the dependent variable first. I mean, with the independent variable. Then I picked conceptual knowledge also goes with the independent variable. Then the third one, I pick the process skills going with the independent variable as well. That's how to divide it, right? However, when you are dividing it, the problem now is, how do you now craft your method section in such a way that it's not going to be the same? That's the major thing now that we want to look at. So I'm going to share the publication, every of the publication that I have from that particular thesis, and I will show us. So we are going to tell me whether the method section are the same or not. So I have this, I have this, I have this, and I have this. So I think I have 5, but I'm able to open 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's up to 5. So I was able to extract 5 papers. In fact, it's even 6, but the other one is just a review paper, position paper. So from it. Now let's go to the first one. Which one is the first one? I'm trying to look for the first one. Okay, this is the first one. Not the first one, sir. Let's just look at this is the first one. This is the first one. I don't like presenting this paper because there are a lot of errors on it. It was submitted to a local journal, so they didn't review it very well. It was later that I was seeing so many errors on it myself. But notwithstanding, it already has 6 citations. All right, so now when you look at the method, let me scroll to the method section here. Okay. This is the method section, right? Now, the research design I adopted was actually quasi-experimental. So the quasi-experimental is the same research design that I repeated for everything. But the way I write the method section is different. It's not the same. Look at the research design for this one. It says that the study adopted a non-equivalent pre-test, post-test, quasi-experimental design to evaluate this, blah, 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 and that. Right? You know, it states the study population, everything all together here. Under the research design, I explain everything. When you come to this one, you will see the research design here. This is the research design. Look at this. The study adopted this blah, 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 blah. You now realize that I step it up a bit further. You know, it depends on how you are able to think of the things you want to do. Now, to develop the method section, you need to understand what methodology is in research. I sent 2 papers on methodology, on research method to the group last year. I think I'm going to resend that same paper maybe after this seminar. Please, I want us to read those papers very well so that we can understand what methodology is in research, right? Now, in this first one, I didn't use anything like power analysis to calculate the sample size suitable for this for the study. But here, I bring in that idea of calculating the sample size by using GPower software to calculate the sample size. And the sample size, after calculating, should be a minimum of 128 participants. But later on, 322 students were used, which means that it is more than enough. Are we following? Hello? I hope I'm not carrying us to a
No,
very...
we are
Yes, please.
following.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in case there's any question, please let me know in case I'm rushing. So the method section is very, very important, and you must ensure that it's not the same so that you don't replicate your study. You know, there's something we call replication. If you replicate a paper and they later realize, they will retract the paper. They can retract the paper and report you. Once they report you, they will block you from publishing to their journal. Then this is another one also, which is the same paper that was extracted. Look at the method here. Look at the method here. The method section here, what I did here was that I bring in another format here, another table. Look at this. The table for the experimental and control and every other thing. COSA experimental table, right? Then here, I bring in the factorial, factorial matrix, the matrix for the study. You need to go and study about that. So the matrix will tell you by saying, if you say, okay, 2 by 2 matrix, the 2 means that there is 2 independent variable, there is 2 control variable. I mean, there is 2 independent variable. There's 2 independent variable. That is the open inquiry and the traditional method. The second 2 means that there is control variable. The first control variable is the school type, which is public and private. Then the second control variable, which is another 2 here, is the gender, which is male and female. Do we understand what I explained here about this matrix? The first 2 represent the strategy, which is the open inquiry and the traditional teaching method. Then the second 2 represent the control variable, which is the school type. School type is manipulated at 2 levels. The first 2 means that there are 2 strategies. The second 2 means that there is a control variable that is manipulated at 2 levels. The levels include the private level and the public level. Then the third 2 means that there is another there is another control variable manipulated at 2 level, which is gender. Gender is of 2 levels, which is male and female. Let's assume you are not using gender. Let's say you are using age group, and your age group is like, you classify your age group to like, let's say 4. Right? So it will now be 2 by 2 by 4 matrix. Hello? Are we here?
Please, can you repeat that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I said the first 2 here represent the independent variable. And you know, I said the independent variable I used, it was open inquiry. But there's a control strategy also, which is also independent, right? So the control strategy is traditional method. So it means that the independent variable is manipulated at 2 levels, which is open inquiry and traditional method. Then the second 2 represent the control variable. The control variable I use here is the gender. You know, control variable is a kind of variable that will influence the results. Hello, are you following? So the control variable is male and female. So it means that, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. It's not even control variable, it's a moderating variable. This second 2 here is a moderating variable, manipulated at 2 levels. So the moderating variable will tell you the way, even though open inquiry will influence or impact student performance positively, there can be difference between the way the male students and the female students respond to it. That is why it is a moderating variable. So it's moderating the effect of open inquiry between male and female students. So that's why you see the second two here, manipulated at two levels. Then the third two here is also another moderating variable, which is public and private for the school type. That's the matrix. So we can read more on this matrix. Then when you come to the third paper here, which is this one, you would realize that another angle, I come in from I used another angle here as well. I used another angle here as well. So in all, when you look at all these, and one thing is that the first one that I published was this one. So the second one was this one. What I did was that I adapted the instructional, the intervention instruments from the other one. So it is allowed. You can adapt instruments. So I adapted it. Both the instruments and every other thing was adapted. The instructional guide was adapted. And that's why I make reference to it here. It says the open inquiry instructional guide and the demonstration instructional guide served as a stimulus instrument for delivering instruction, both adapted from the study of this. So I adapted it. So since I've mentioned this and I use it exactly the same way it is, I'm permitted to use it. Like there's nothing like plagiarism there, since I've made reference to it. Do we get this? Hello?
Hi.
So I told us that the research question. So let me go back to that thesis now. Now, this is the thesis now. Let's take, for instance, I've decided, okay, I want to pick question 1, research question 1. And I want to pick everything on achievement, research question 1. Then I'll go to research question 4 as well. Then I can come to the hypothesis, which hypothesis is relating to achievement here. The hypothesis that is related to achievement here is null hypothesis 1. So I'll pick 2 research questions, then 1 hypothesis, bring it all together and use it to craft my article following the IMRAP structure. So to start with, what do I start with? I start with the method section, right? So what's the method section? What's the first thing I write in the method section? The first thing I should write in the method section will be the research design. You know, there are some paper that you may need to include a research approach. It's different. Research approach is different from the research design. So maybe in our subsequent seminar, I would have time to explain the two there. So this is the research design. You start writing the research design, the study. Now, here, when you are writing the research design, it is permitted for you. Just write it using your own English. You can now reconstruct the English using Grammarly or Quillbot. You know, you can't be as perfect as Grammarly or Quillbot. Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Do we really understand what I've been explaining so far?
Yes, sir. We are following it, sir.
Okay, only Mr. Rahim is talking. No problem. So we have the research design. Don't forget you start with the method section. You write the research design first. So this is the research design for the full paper. And you just, okay, let me go to this one where I write the research design. This is the research design. Said the research design, the study adopted a pretest, post-test, non-equivalent control group, quasi experimental research design with a 2x2 factorial matrix. Now you realize that this one is 2x2 factorial matrix. It means that there is the independent variable is manipulated at 2 levels, and the control variable is, the moderating variable is manipulated at 2 levels. That's what this means. But for the other one, it is 2x2. And I even explained it further. It says the experimental level are as follows. Instructional strategies, 2 levels, open inquiry and traditional lecture method. Then, and gender at 2 levels, male and female. So that's what it means. Then from there, I go to the population. Now, the population now, if you want to explain your population, you can explain starting with the accessible population. You can explain starting with the target population and accessible population. Do we know the difference between target and accessible population? Do we know the difference between the target and the accessible population? Anyone that want to explain the difference between the two? Anyone that want to explain the difference between the target and accessible population? Okay, no one. Now, my target population can be students, secondary school students in Lagos State. Are we following? That's the population I'm targeting for my paper. Then my accessible population now is the population that is within my reach as a researcher. Do you get the difference? My target population is the whole of Lagos State, but my accessible population is the location, like maybe the local government or the district that is within my reach as a researcher. Like if you are using Lagos now, Lagos is divided into is it 4 districts or 5 educational districts? I don't know if I'm correct. Is it 5 educational districts or 4?
Six.
Oh, it's 6.
Six
Okay.
educational districts.
Okay, 6 educational districts. Now let's assume that I'm using Lagos State as my targeted population. Now my accessible population can now be secondary school students in District 3 and District 4. That's my targeted population. Now inside District 3 and District 4, there should be local governments there. Like inside District 3, how many local governments are there? So out of those local governments, how many am I selecting? Then in District 4, how many local governments are there? Out of the local government there, how many am I selecting? Let's assume I'm selecting one local government in each. Then in District 3, I'll select one local government. Then in District 4, I will also select one local government. And that is why you will see here, this one is Osun State. The target population are SS1 secondary school students in Osun State. That's the target population. Then the accessible ones are the ones in Ife East and Ife Central local governments. In Osun East Senatorial District. So Osun is divided into 3 senatorial districts. We have Osun East, we have Osun West, and I've forgotten the other one. Last one. So we have 3. So I'm targeting this. So under this Osun East, we have the Ife East and the Ife Central local government. And I explained everything there. Then I justify my choice of that. Why did I choose SS1? I choose them because they are at the introductory stage of secondary school chemistry, where foundational concepts such as this are taught. Their level of cognitive development allows them to engage in structured learning while gradually transitioning to more advanced problem-solving approaches. Now, all these things, if you are not providing the justification there, those are the kind of questions the reviewer will be raising when they are reviewing your paper. Like, what's the justification for selecting SS1? Why are you not selecting SS2 and SS3? Then, out of all the states in Nigeria, why are you selecting Osun? So all those things, you need to justify them. Then the next thing now is the sample and sampling techniques. Now, the other time I mentioned that if I'm selecting District 3 and District 4 in Lagos State, and I'm selecting one local government each. So inside each local government, how many schools are there? Out of those schools, how many am I selecting? And if I'm selecting, what technique am I using to select? Is it the random sampling technique? Is it the stratified? Is it the simple random sampling technique? Is it the stratified random sampling technique? Is it the convenience sampling technique? Is it the purposive sampling techniques? These are all the things that we need to be aware of. And that's why I said that you need to understand research method very well for you to be able to successfully divide your paper. If you are in the social sciences and education, understanding research method is very, very important. There's no negotiation about it. You need to understand it if you want to write your method section very well. Hello, have you followed?
Yes,
Yes, please.
following, sir.
Miss Fatima, are you asking a question?
No, I said I am following.
Okay, good. Now, So that's that. Then you have the research instrument, blah, 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 everything. So I have a document here now. I want us to use it as a practice, right? We are going to craft the method section using this particular paper. And this is the topic of the paper. The paper says assessment of secondary school students' preferences. I don't expect you as a PhD student to have a topic like this. It's too shallow. If you're a PhD candidate, you shouldn't have a topic like this. Your topic should be stronger. If you want to consider high impact journal, please don't craft your topic in this way. So this one is an undergraduate topic, is accepted. Assessment of secondary school students' preferences and motivational belief on the choice of STEM career path in Osun State. This topic is somehow, tricky. Who can identify the dependent and independent variable for us? Assessment of secondary school students' preferences and motivational beliefs on the choice of STEM career paths in Osun State. Anyone? The dependent and the independent variable. Okay, Mrs. Badmus.
Yes. The independent variable. I think there are two here, sir.
Okay, go ahead, ma, please.
Students' preferences and motivational beliefs.
Exactly, that's very
Right?
correct. Yeah, student preferences and motivational belief. Okay, what of the dependent?
The choice of STEM career paths.
Yeah,
in
the
Osun.
choice of STEM career paths. That's very, very correct. Now, looking at this now, if I want to divide this now, it has given me an edge already. I can say that I want to pick student preferences and the choice of STEM career as one paper. Then another paper will be student motivational belief and the choice of STEM career path. But I don't want to do that. So what I will do is that I'm going to my AI as usual to gather idea. You know, I told you that you gather your idea using AI. I so much love using ChatGPT. Right? So I can come here. Don't forget, I'm telling you to use ChatGPT to gather idea, not to use ChatGPT to write your paper. Please and please. And I need to state that it's not all your work that you can be uploading on ChatGPT. For instance, if you are innovating something, like you are doing an innovation and you are uploading it in ChatGPT, you know, all these things you upload in ChatGPT are usually archived in their database. So if it's something you want to patent, there's something we call patenting, and you uploaded it, it may give this same idea to another person, and the person may patent the work before you. And once the person patent the work before you, there's nothing you can do about it. So you need to be very careful when doing that. I'm doing this because this research does not involve any identifiable information of the participants. If it is human research, it is not ethical for you to upload it on research involving human research. It's not ethical to upload it on here. So, sorry, please. I want to try to upload that paper. Okay, this is it. Okay, so this is what I've done here. Now, I want to prompt it now. Read through this whole, read through this undergraduate projects, or let me use research, and guide me on the following. What are the things I want to do? Number one, I want to craft, you can craft your topic from the start, or you craft the topic at the end, but let me start with crafting the topic. The topic, number one, I want to divide, or I want to extract 3 journal articles from the whole paper. Number 2, give for the first paper, I want to combine so I'll go back to this place. I want to combine student preferences and their choice of STEM career paths. Students' preferences and their, where we put this, we have been able to, and their choice of STEM career paths. Using all the research questions and hypotheses relating to such. So, number 3, craft a topic using the MPSA formats for it. What's the MPSA format? We need to go and copy the MPSA format. I think I've sent that to the group before. Hello, are we following this thing, the way I'm prompting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, MPSA. Okay, I'll just copy this. I don't want to be typing. Below is an explanation of the MPSA formats. Pium. Then I paste it here. So which other thing do you think is needed for me to ask as a guide? Is there any other thing? I think let me just start with this first.
What about methodology?
Okay, the methodology. He's not writing the
Methodology.
methodology for me. I'm writing the methodology myself. I'll just need a guide. Okay, let me just put that there. Provide a guide on the methodology. Provide a guide on the methodology, method section of the article. Having in mind that the paper is meant to be submitted, in a Q1 in a Scopus indexed journal. Specifically, you must be an English student for you to use AI. Specifically, Q1 and Q2 category Piam, and I'm good to go on this. So if I enter this now, let's see. It says, good, this is a strong undergraduate data set, and you can easily extract 3 publishable papers from it if you package them strategically. Even when AI is telling you that you need to package your work strategically. So I'll guide you step by step in a clear, purpose-ready structure. How to extract 3 journal articles. From the structure and variables in your study, the cleanest 3 paper split is paper 1, core relationship, students' preferences, plus STEM career choice. Student preferences plus STEM career choice, right? Then paper 2, motivational model study, model belief, and STEM career preferences. Motivational belief and STEM career preferences. Then you say paper 3, contextual or environmental factor study, external influences on STEM decision. So such as parent support, teacher influence, and so on. So it has read through the questionnaire as well to see this, right? Instead of me to be racking my brain on how to go about it, this is the idea. So for the paper 1 focus now, combine student preferences and their choice of STEM career paths. Are we following? So this is just a result of the prompt that I've given to AI. Hello, are we there?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it says, you said combine student preferences and their STEM career choice. What to include? Research question 1, related hypothesis, preference differences. What to exclude? Motivational belief, save for paper 2, external factor, save for paper 3. So I'll go back to that paper now. It says that research question 1. Then I will scroll down to the research questions section. So this is research question. It says, what careers are most and least preferable STEM's career? This person has even changed this work. How will it pluralize STEM? I didn't even see this. This is not what I sent to her. Later she'll be complaining. So you just copy this. So I'm bringing out my research question now because that will guide whatever I want to write in the methodology. So the first one, I'm pasting it here. Number 1. This is the first research question, right? Or I just say research question. I don't title it. This is a research question. Then which hypothesis will be guiding the study? Please, when you are writing research hypothesis, that's tautology. Go and find out. It's not correct scientifically. It's before that they use research hypothesis. It's supposed to be hypothesis. So you come here. It says, which hypothesis did he tell us to use? Tell us to use, who is this? Who is writing something on our board? Okay, let's look for the hypothesis that relate to that. It says, there's no significant difference in the preferences and motivational belief for STEM career paths. So this is the hypothesis now. I think I'm going to disable the Zoom tool for everyone because this thing is disturbing me. There's no way I can disable this thing here. So I've copied that, and this is the hypothesis here, right? So I've already gotten that. So I'll go back there now. It now says the MPSA topic for your paper. Now listen very carefully. Look at this particular topic that we use for this one. This topic ordinarily is not meant for, you can't submit a paper with this kind of topic to Q1 and they will consider it. In fact, it will get a desk rejection. They will reject it. because it's very, very shallow. Are we following? Hello?
Yes, we are following.
Okay. Yeah, I want us to do something. When you lay your hands on some of these Scopus index paper, go and check the topic. You will see some papers. You will see the topic will be very, very, very strong. Like by the time you read through the paper, you just see that this thing is very simple now. It's only the topic that they're just presenting. You understand? So that's the strategy. They want a strong topic. Like look at this. It says a comparative statistical analysis of secondary school students' STEM career preferences and choice patterns for enhancing career alignment in Nigeria education system. Imagine this topic. Please, if you want to pick between this particular topic here and this one here, which one would you prefer to go for? Put yourself in the shoe of an editor. Like some craft his or her topic this way, and someone that use this one. Which one will you go for? Would you prefer?
A comparative statistical analysis.
This one is very strong, right? So, however, we can look at it and see if there's any.
Because I don't think in journals they like assessments, writing assessment.
Exactly. Most of those Q1 journal, Q2, they don't like assessment, assessing the influence of something. This and that. They don't like it. So you see this. A comparative statistical analysis of secondary school students' STEM career preferences and choice. So are we good to go with this topic? Let's copy it and see if it is not more than the word length for a Q1. So your topic should not be more than 20. In fact, some journal will tell you minimum just 15. It shouldn't be 15. Even when you are crafting your normal topic, your PhD topic, it shouldn't be more than 20. Shouldn't be more than 20 words altogether, word counts. So this is the topic. I'm going to highlight this and see what's the word count. As you can see, the word count is 22. Can we see here? I've highlighted it and I realized that the word count is 22. So I need to reduce that. 22 is too much. A comparative statistical analysis. Okay, let me go back and tell. Okay, it says alternative. Modeling secondary school students' STEM career preferences, choice and alignment using chi-square analysis of 4. Evidence-based career guidance. Oh, I think this one is so much superb. Let me see if that is not more than the word count I need. This one is also 29. Okay, this one is 19. It's not even up to 19. This one is not up to 19. Yeah, we are good to go. I think we can go with this. It's just 18 words. Hello, are we there? But don't be surprised that there are some journals that if you want to submit, they will request for 15 words. So you need to find a way to restructure the topic to make it 15 words. So, and some journals don't also like your topic starting with A, D, all those, what do they call it? They don't like it at all. So you need to be careful of that. So we've been able to get our topic, then we've been able to get the research question and hypothesis we need. Don't worry, there's a way we would bring this into our introduction, this research question and hypothesis, since it's just one. So it's not going to be standing alone. It's not going to be standing alone. So now it says the method section. Research design, upgrade it. Descriptive survey design. So it says this study adopted a cross-sectional quantitative research design. Now it is a descriptive, descriptive and cross-sectional, they mean the same thing, but it's using a more advanced way, cross-sectional quantitative research design with a comparative analytical approach. Can we see it? Hello? It's different from what you have here already. I don't want to be talking to myself, but I'm very sure we are following, Sha.
We are following you, don't worry. We are here.
Look at what we have here. It says this study adopted a descriptive survey research design to assess senior so blah 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 blah. All this story. Now you come here. Now you want to start writing now from the method section. Don't forget that I'm not concerned about the what's it called, the introduction section. I would do a literature search for that later. So I start with methods, right? Methods, then research design. The study adopted, or you can use employed, anyone adopted so since ChatGPT has given me that, I'll just come here. Copy this, come here. And paste it here. A cross-sectional quantitative research design. You know, it's a cross-sectional study because now, after putting this cross-sectional study, you need to justify your choice of cross-sectional study. Why are you using cross-sectional study? And the quantitative is there because you are gathering quantitative data, right? Comparative analysis, like you are trying to compare the variation in student preferences of STEM career, like which STEM career paths do they prefer most? You are comparing it, right? So that's why you see the word comparative analysis there. So here now, we need to justify our choice of STEM career paths. So what are we using? So if you go to the normal project now, you would see here that we have, it says the design was considered appropriate as it allows for systematic collection of quantitative, so blah, 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 blah. So I will just tell ChatGPT now to do something for me. Then I will recraft that. For the research design, please provide justification. So if it's providing justification, story nani, imagine what this thing is doing for me. So it says the study has adopted this. So what we will need to do now is that we just need to do this. Here now, we are now going to say, we considered this to this appropriate. As you can see, this is allowed here in the method section. When you are using all these personal pronoun, it shortens the word length most times. That's the secret behind it. So this design, we consider this design appropriate because it enables us to gather this. You can just come here and copy this here like this. We consider this appropriate because I don't want to use acids, because it enables us to, it enables us to collect numerical data, sorry, please. I'm trying to construct it so that to collect numerical data to systematically collect, systematically. collect numerical data from a relatively large and diverse sample at a single point in time, thereby allowing for identification of prevailing pattern. So I can justify this. There's a way I can justify this. I have a particular paper here that I've already downloaded that I always use for the justification of my research design. Yes. What's the name once again? I've forgotten the name of the author of that paper. Okay, Coins et al. Yeah, this Coins et al. Explains almost everything about research method, right? So Coins et al. So I want to justify that with this. So I go to my Zotero, add citation, then I'm using APA formats. So I'll just include it there. So this is it. Coins et al. So that's justification for this. So I can go back to that place to see if there's anything meaningful. Okay, it's justifying the choice of quantitative approach. Yeah, the use of okay. We adopted a quantitative approach. Okay, let me just say in addition, comma, a quantitative approach was used. So we'll come here. Why are we using the quantitative approach? Because we intended to measure, because we intend to measure and compare students' level of across different STEM career domains using statistical technique. Because we intend, then you paste that. So this one here, I can justify this with this other one here. There's another one here. Why am I opening mainly when I don't need mainly? So this other one here, which is a research design, qualitative, quantitative, and mixed method approach by Chris Well. So this Chris Well, we have first edition, fifth edition to up to sixth or seventh edition now. So I'm using the fifth edition here. So I'll just have to justify this. Then inserts or Zotero, then Chris Well. So it's already there, Chris Well. Do we get this? Hello, do we get this?
Yes, sir, we're following.
Okay, so, and this is so I copied this part, so I would need to read further to adjust. So furthermore, the cross-sectional nature of the study is suitable given that the research focuses on students at critical decision-making stage, senior secondary school level, where career preferences are relatively stable. So for this one now, I want to find a justification for this. Since it's a cross-sectional and this particular paper, why am I opening all this every time now? Since this one is talking about research method, I can use this as a justification as well. So I can just use Chris Well as well here. So my research design is now standing. Do you get this now? I don't want to save this thing, but I want to be forced to save it. Hello, my people.
I'm here, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
are with you.
It's not about here.
Yes,
I want to be sure that we get this. What I did here, I've done the research design part of the paper now. Do we get this? Now, when you look at this now, you will realize that this one is totally different from what I have in the main paper. So there's no how. It's different. It's not any way relating to what I have here at all. In fact, what I already put there safe is even more than what I have here, right? So I've done that. So the next thing I want to do now is that I want to do the population for the study, right? So the population is somehow long here. So I would start by writing the population for the study. There has been some kind of discussion over this. Is it population for the study or population of the study? So some people use population of the study. Some people use population for the study. So don't know. Some reviewer like this, they will tell you that population is supposed to be population for this of the study. So, which state are we using? I'm going to start with the accessible population. I mean the target population. The target population for the study was the target population for the study all, or let me say, senior secondary school students in Osun State, Nigeria, while the accessible population comprise of blah, 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 blah. You write everything there, right? So after writing everything, you justify the reason why you are picking Osun State. And how do you know the justification? You can go back to the introduction. You must have mentioned something about Osun State regarding this preference of STEM career path. So you would look for a justification. From there, right? So you can look for a justification. You write the population, blah, 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 blah. And you run that up there, right? So after doing the population, the next thing is, okay, let's even look at what ChatGPT even gave us for the population of the study. If we can pick one or two things there. Says, okay, this is the research design. So the next thing will be sample. Okay, it says the study population comprised of senior secondary school students. Aha, this is a justification already. Yes. Yes. This is the justification. Comprise senior secondary school students at the decision. Aha. So these students, this level were considered, the secondary school students were considered. Okay, this one is even population. We can use this for the sample justification. Why we are picking senior secondary students is sample. So you can justify because they are the level of making decision at an early stage. They are in the stage at which they make decision on the kind of career they will become. You justify this, then you can copy the statement and go to Google Scholar. You would see relating citations that you can use and include. Then you come to the sample and sampling techniques, right? So the sampling technique now, you are using a multi-stage. Multi-stage means that you start from the selection of the state, up to the selection of the senatorial district, up to the selection of the local government, from the local government to the school, then from the school to the student. So that's multi-stage. Multi-stage means that each of the stage has a specific technique that you are using. So you also write that, you justify everything, every of the technique you are using. If you are using simple random, if you are using stratified random, you can stratify it into stratas, public and private, right? Then into gender as well. Gender is male and female, isn't it? So you do that, then you justify. Then from there, you come to the instrument. Now, this is another part that you need to take notes. You need to be very, very, you need to put into consideration whenever you are writing the instrument part. Don't forget that you are not using the full instruments, right? So you need to rebuild the instrument again, right? You build the instrument, then you give the instrument another title. You give the instrument another title. And when you are building the instrument, make sure that the instrument is anchored on an existing theory. That is, you find an existing theory that relates to the high terms, relate with the high terms found in this. So to do this, you can now go to Cloud AI. You know, Cloud AI would always give you citations that are real. So you go to the citation and see if that work really center on this STEM career. Then you cite it. After citing it, then when you are done with the introduction, the methodology parts, then it makes it easier for you to present the results. You know, the result will be presented following this research question and this hypothesis. So you don't need any other result. If you write your results section very well here, just go to the results that talk about the STEM career part and the hypothesis, you copy and paste. After doing that, you now go on literature search. I've taught us how we can do literature search. Then you search for literature and craft your introduction using the PGS format. Do we have any question on this? You know, we can't write a full paper. We can't write a full paper. You know, the fact that I'm explaining, I'm typing alone, it's very stressful. Assuming I'm the only one doing this thing, I would have gone far. But I can finish this over in the next 1 to 2 hours. I'll be done with the method section. So what we just need is the guide on how to do it. And that is what I've provided. Any questions so far on this? Mr. Rahim, Miss Fatima, Mrs. Badmos, Mr. Tijani, Mrs. Aware, Mr. Nureddin, Mr. Oluwatosi, Mr. Adetayo. Any question? Okay, Mrs. Badmos, please ask your question. If you have a question, you can raise your hands or type it in the chat.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, this cloud AI that you just said, I don't know how to.
Cloud.ai. Let me send it to the chat. Cloud.ai. It works just like the same way ChatGPT will work. Cloud.ai. You can also install it on your laptop. I have it installed on my laptop already. And the beauty of it is that I think this Cloud AI has been integrated to Word now. You can now add it in Word. But I've tried to add it in my Word. I didn't see it. Cloud. I've tried to install it here, but can't find it. But you can install it on your laptop directly. So it's already installed on my laptop. Oh, the
Sorry,
cloud.
sir. How does one make use of it?
You make use of it the same way you make use of ChatGPT.
Okay.
Yes, the same way you make use of ChatGPT. And it is best in helping you to adjust your interpretation. It will adjust your interpretation. But anyhow, whatever you are doing, make sure you restructure whatever AI is giving you, because AI can be funny. As you can see, all these things that I'm getting from AI, I'm reconstructing myself, right? So I'm not just using it like that. If it's giving me any idea. And if you put this in a check now using AI detection, it's not going to detect any form of AI because I structure everything myself. So any other question, please? Hello, any question, please? How? People have slept too.
We did not, me, I did not sleep.
Okay, that means
Yes, sir.
that means you don't have any question. Okay, no problem.
Sorry, sir. My kind of person, I know how I learn my things. I learn gradually, but I
Okay.
believe that at the end of this, when I go through what I'm jotting down, and if I have the video, I will grab everything at once.
Okay, 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 that's great. Questions, contributions, or if you have a better method than the one that I've taught, let us know. So if you want to search for paper, you can just copy the topic, the entire topic, and paste on what's it called? On Google Scholar. So this is the Google Scholar here, right? So I've told you, you always use, if I want to choose this kind of paper, since I'm considering Q1, I will just say from 2023, or let me say 2024. Let me not be too wicked. 2022 to 2026. I want to filter it out. So I've filtered it based on this. So since I'm considering Q1 journal or Q2, I would wait for this SJR to load. So it's going to show me the papers that fall into the category of Q1 and Q2, Q3, Q4. So I would prefer to cite some of those papers. It says, Beyond the Drafting Table, Women's Journey in Architecture as a STEM Career. Yeah, this paper would have been okay, assuming I'm considering the variable that, okay. In fact, in my question, I can even insert the difference between preferences of STEM career path between male and female, because male and female is part of the variable I'm considering. So if I'm considering that, I can use this. This paper will be useful. This one, gender, self-stereotyping as a life goal, predict career, something. I can use this. I can use this. I can use this. Then I can use this. I can use this. So I will just gather the paper all together. At least maybe like 20 to 25 paper is enough for the introduction. So I will do that. Then I will write my introduction and, write the abstract. So the abstract now, you also need to look for the format of the journal. Are they using the structured abstract format, the unstructured format, or any other type of abstract formats that they may request for? So I think that is all on how you can craft journal article from your paper, from your thesis or your dissertation. Assuming I have a full work, I would have sent to us so that we can craft topic from it. But all the work I have here is not my own. So that they will not come and arrest me because I'm sending someone else's work to others. Questions, contribution. You may decide to ask questions that is not related to what we've discussed today. Maybe if you have a question on some things we've done in the past and you need clarification, please ask. Is there anyone? Okay, Mrs. Badmus.
Sorry, sir. I just want to know the meaning of bibliometric literature review and sentences and bibliometric literature review, sir. What's the difference?
Is there anything like synthesis review? I'm just hearing it for the first time.
Journals.
I didn't hear that, please.
Like synthesizing journals, synthesizing them, and bibliometric.
Okay. Okay, synthesizing journal. I told you that when you want to synthesize a paper, like you follow the mail formats. Did you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you said bibliometric review and sentences, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen papers that's written in bibliometric. So in bibliometric review, one thing is that you analyze pattern in publication. Hello, Mrs. Badmos, did you hear that? In
Yes.
bibliometric review, you analyze pattern in publication, like maybe trends in the publication, the authors, and the citations. That's bibliometric review. Like
Okay.
you want to say, okay, how many, what are the papers that they've cited most? You are reviewing it bibliometrically. That's bibliometric review. And for synthetic review, you are not following any criteria. You integrate study from multiple, like you integrate findings from multiple studies together. So you put them together. So you can put the paper from 2026 with the paper from 2022, since their findings are similar. Do you understand?
Okay. Are you talking about the empirical findings
No,
in
it's
them?
not empirical findings. It's not empirical findings. Whether you are writing a literature review section or a discussion section, that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, let me go to the discussion. I mean, the literature review section of this. I will just use the empirical part. This paper is not even done synthesized well. Okay, let's look at this now. Let's look at this. Now, this one now is synthesized in the sense that it says studies have demonstrated that open inquiry improves student achievement and enhances their science process skills. This is the main idea, right, in this paragraph. This is the citation that follows. Owolade investigated this and found out this. Then this is what the conclusion of the study is, right? So in a similar way, so the findings of this study is similar to this, even though they are in different years. So they are put together. And together with the findings of this also, that's the sentences. But if it were to be a bibliometric review now, studies in 2021 will put together. Studies in 2022 will put together. Studies in 2023 will put together. Do you understand? So they are looking for trend in bibliometric. But if you are synthesizing, you are not looking for trend. You are looking for findings from multiple studies and comparing them. So you draw a conclusion based on that. Have I answered your question, ma'am? Okay, Mrs. Badmos is no longer in this thing self. All right. Any other question? If there's none, I think we're going to end the meeting. Any other question, even if it's not related to what we've done here?